This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. It's 9 o'clock on Wednesday, January 27th, 2021, and I'm really pleased to have Kerry with Bearprinting here today, who is going to be leading our meeting and discussing Bearprinting. We've had a relationship with Bearprinting for quite a few years, and we utilize Bearprinting as the place that we host our templates for our flyers. And anytime we have need for permaflyer, things like that, it is Bearprinting that we utilize. So I'm turning this over to Kerry. So Kerry, please lead us through everything that you guys do.
Yeah, good. Well, good morning. I'm gonna actually turn on my camera even because I got a few visual things to share with you. So good morning, and glad to join you today and kind of highlight some of the greatest features about Bearprinting and some great reminders of how to make the system work for you, as well as advice that we picked up throughout the years from other agents that we like to share as much as possible for utilizing print marketing in this market. We know right now, you guys, if you get a listing, it's you're putting it on a Thursday and you're putting it in pending on Monday because things are moving so quickly, it seems. But really, so in that environment, the role of print marketing is taking on a new role. Used to be put up print marketing, whether it be a sign or flyers, out on a listing to help sell that listing. Well, things have really changed in the market over the past couple of years, and really what it's about now is how can you best advertise your services on a listing to hopefully gain more listings, to really showcase your services that you're providing. And we're going to talk about a couple different ways to do that. First off, I want to start off by, for those of you that aren't as familiar with the site, kind of get started with where I'm at right now. The screen that's in front of you right here, this is the platform we have built specifically for your company. As you can see, it's logoed with the your company name up in the upper left-hand corner up here. And to get to it, the web address, and I don't know why I'm blanking on it right now, but it is, I believe it's, let me actually see right here. It is benpremierrealestate.bearprinting.com. So benpremierrealestate.bearprinting.com to access it. And if you don't have an account, go ahead and sign up and get an account on there. And once you get that account, one of the biggest factors on your account for ordering print marketing pieces is making sure your My Profile is filled out. Now, this is really important because this will have all the information about you and how you want it to appear on printed items. Now, before we get into that, the reason why I turned on my cameras, I do want to share a couple of printed items that we produce. If you don't have one of these in your hand or have access to one of these, this is one of our marketing kits. Let us know. Matter of fact, when you log into your account, if you scroll down, there is a sample kit in the lower left-hand corner down here. You can request a sample kit and we can mail one out to you. Or if there's a number of you that know you want one, just let us know. We can put maybe a small box of samples, 20 or 25 of them together, and send them over to your office for you guys to swing by and grab as you need them. The great thing about having this is that it's got a lot of samples inside. So it's got samples of our flyers, of our and all the different flyer weights of paper for our different flyers. So you can really put your hands on them and see what they look and feel like. So that's kind of nice. Same for postcards. So we have our different finishes for postcards. And it's a great postcard service along with full mail, which we're going to talk about as well as things like door hangers. Those are samples that are in there. And our home brochures, which are really, really nice to have. These small home brochures, a nice little square that opens up, as well as a large home brochure. Now, those are all great products, and we produce these, and we have great templates for these, and even some specific ones for you guys that are already built specifically for your company. But really, what sets us apart in real estate marketing is not only that we can produce those great products, which you can almost find any print shop to produce those products, it's our signature products, and that's, for instance, the permaflyer. The permaflyer, of course, the permanent board that goes on your listing right on the signpost that always has the information on it and never runs out. It is completely weatherproof and always has the information and always has a great presentation look to it. So it's a nice little product to put on there, and at $20, it's actually cheaper than a set of flyers. It's a nice heavy PVC. One thing we did do, we've been producing this for about 15 years, and one change that we've made is we've actually added a new product, new style of permaflyer that you may not have seen yet. And we call this one a permaflyer rider. It is a hanging version of your permaflyer that has double-sided. It's 24 inches wide by 6 inches tall. So it has all the same information, but it's designed to hang directly below your real estate sign. So you can always have the information on there in a nice presentation. It's a hanging view of it. That's kind of a great one. And at $25, it's still a great value and a great way to advertise. So we kind of talk about that product as being one of the best ways that you can leverage your current listings is to make sure your presentation on your listing is top notch and has all the information on there. It really stands out to people as they drive by, and this is a great way to do that, either with a standard permaflyer or one of our hanging ones. The one thing in real estate marketing that looks worse than anything else is the empty flyer box syndrome that a lot of listings have. So I'll try to avoid that, try to get some good listing information on there. Now back over to the site here, we have, of course, all your contact information. You can put in how you want to be contacted by email. But here's a really big time saver for using our system, and what triggers a lot of our great features built into it, and that is the ability to connect your account to the MLS. Now to do that, you're going to go ahead and you'll come to your My Profile and click on MLS, and it's going to ask you to select which MLS you're part of. Well, now that you're part of, now you kind of change over your MLSCO, so you can select Central Oregon, and all we need is a recent MLS number. Lene, do you have a sample MLS number from your office that we can use today as an example?
We'd have to look one up real quick. You want me to do that real quick?
Yeah, if you could find one really quick, and it doesn't matter who it is. I'll take it out of the account after we're done today, but
I'll get it real super quick.
So the great thing about this is that you don't even have to know your logins. All you have to do is know one of your recent MLS numbers. And when you put in this MLS number, it will automatically find you and get all your other listings attached to your profile. Now that's going to save us a lot of time when we're able to do that, because it's going to allow us to put in.
Okay, Kerry.
Okay, I'm ready.
How about 220115440?
And whose is this? Who's listing?
That's mine. It's Emily.
There it is. So now it's going to say, oh, this listing is attached to Emily, and there's the address. Is this accurate? And you can activate. So I've just added Emily's account to my profile. So you can go and add this to all of your profiles. Now, the other one that I had in here didn't have any good information, so I'm going to take it out for right now so it doesn't confuse. Now, the great thing about that is that once you get that in there, when I go back to home and want to go build a project, I can go to Start a New Project. I can go to Online Design Gateway, and it's going to give me 3 options. Option 1, start from a blank template, meaning I can pull up my template and I can put in all the information, upload all the photos, and all of that. Option 2, start from an address. Now, both option 1 and option 2 here are for those people who are going to be ordering products before they're actually listed in the MLS, which is going to happen quite often. You're going to want that marketing in hand when your listing goes live. So now this one, start from address, is kind of interesting. What it allows you to do is it allows you to give the project a name. I'm going to do address, and I'm going to put in today's date, 2721, and I'm going to give it a random address. Now, not even a listing, just a random address. 89 Northwest Iowa Ave. It starts, it's going to say, is this the property you're looking at? And I can hit continue, and it's going to actually build me a flyer off of the tax record. So it downloaded all the information directly out of tax record and gives me a jump start to my listing, to my project. So another great way to start, even if it's not listed yet, you can still start with by auto-populating directly out of the tax record. Of course, all your information and logos came from your profile. That's why you want to have your profile filled out. Now I'm going to hit save and close on that, and we're going to actually go through that MLS listing. So I'm going to come in here and I can say, I'm going to start a new project again. I'm going to go to Online Design Gateway, and I'm going to start with the MLS listing. Now, what it'll give you here is it's going to give you a list of all of your current listings. You can see once you get it connected. So I'm going to select the listing I want and give it a name. 363 Southwest Bluff. Hanging permaflyer. Hit start, and it's going to auto-populate all the information and all the photos directly out of the MLS, directly into a flyer for us. So that quick and easy, it's going to just take a couple seconds, and we have now built a flyer. I can see that. This is page 1, and then of course there's page 2. So that's a great advantage. Once it is listed, you do get an advantage of having that little information up there. Now, if I want to change this out, maybe I don't want this template. Maybe I want to use something else. I said earlier I was going to do a hanging permaflyer. So I'm going to go back to templates. And I have 2 categories of templates. One that's underneath Ben Premier, which is ones that are specifically designed by your company for you guys to use. We have a set of flyers for 1 agent, 2 agent versions. Some are 2-page, some are single page. And we have home brochure. So we have a nice luxury home brochure as well that we can build out of that too. So those ones are available, but you also have a full list underneath Bearprinting. Now all of these templates are available to you as well, and they will automatically take on the colors, fonts, and look and feel of your products. So I can say permaflyer. I can say I want to do one of those permaflyer riders, which is what we call those hanging ones. And maybe I want the glass block look and feel, and I want it to look like this. So once I select that, I can immediately go to number 4 and preview it, and you can see that it's automatically going to transform it into that, as well as take on the general look and feel. You can see that. Another great way to get products going. Now, if you want to change any styling, you can. We have the body fonts so that you can change. So you have all kinds of fonts that you can choose from. You can also just use your arrows if you don't know exactly what you want. Flip through them until you find one you like. The headline font is headline, and the price. The body font is the bonus and features. You also have the choice of colors, which you have 2 company colors. So maybe this one did the bluish color, but maybe I actually want the black to be more the dominant color. So I can actually get the black, the highlight color. That's the general color. Body color is generally the color of the font on the white background. Number 3 lets me change out any of the content. So I can go in here and I can change out any of the content I want. Change out where the QR code goes. Type out my paragraph, bullets, whatever, make any changes there, the heading. And across the top, of course, I can do the photos. So notice the photo numbers are 1, 2, 3, and 4. I can go through and choose which photos I want to appear where. Now, they may not want a front view of that. Maybe I want something else in here. Maybe I want this view to be number 1, so I can select number 1. And I can change other things if I wanted to as well. Select which photo I want in what position, and then hit refresh preview, and it will refresh it, and you'll see that it'll change it out. If you ever need to edit a photo or crop a photo, you can do that a couple different ways. One way is that you can come into the photo, individual photo, and hit crop. And it's going to give you a box that's going to let you draw open the area you'd like to keep. And then hit crop and save. Your other option is that after it's in the preview, you can just click on it, and it's going to give you a zoom in and drag feature. So you get it looking just where you want it. Maybe I want to touch the building out a little bit. And then I can hit crop and save. And it will refresh your preview and load that new photo in there. So you get the idea. You can go and do that and see what kind of changes you can make. Of course, preview is there for you. So image preview. You can take a final look at it. I put it back to black now as the overall feeling for it, so the dark blue. And number 5 is your checkout. So we can go ahead and add to cart either a 4mm version or a 6mm heavier PVC version, and they're $20 and $25, as you can see that. So that's kind of nice way to put it in there. And then of course in here, I know in the past you guys were used to using pickup and having a bend location. We are trying our best to get that back open, but we are still waiting on our people there to be okay with it. We'll probably be checking back with them in the next couple of weeks again. And so hopefully we'll get your bend pickup location back so you guys don't have to pay for shipping. In the meantime, you do have ship to, which will automatically put in your office address. I know that's not your office address and didn't even like the address, but it will then add the shipping cost, which is generally around $9 to $10. And add that to the cost and let you check out. Okay, so now that's the basic run through of how to use the site. Now let me show you some really neat features that are built into ours that really save time.
One of the things, I just interjecting right now, Kerry, for a second. I just wanted all the brokers to know that Emily and Brittany can step anybody through this, and they can help you do this. I think it's important for people to understand all the different tools that are part of Bearprinting and all the different options that people can utilize. I mean, from postcards to the permaflyers, all that sort of stuff. And we can definitely help anybody who wishes to utilize Bearprinting for some of their marketing efforts. So just wanted to interject that.
Oh, that's perfect. That's great that you guys. And as things change, we'll make sure that we have your key staff that is offering that service really up to speed. We can set up one-on-ones with them just to make sure that they got everything down pat, especially as we add new features with that new live editor feature. But the next feature is really, really cool, and I really like it because it's something that I think every agent should be doing in this market. Right now, we have listings selling so fast that, of course, you want to get that great sign out there. You want to get that advertising on the listing to have that presentation, because even if you're going pending in a week, this still gets to stay on the listing for 45 to 60 days. So you're still advertising your services. But the other thing that's important is, how are you reaching out to the neighbors that are driving by your sign every day? How are you keeping in touch with them? How are you trying to reach them and encourage them? Yeah. We highly recommend the just listed pending and sold, which you could go in and build at any point in time. You could go in and build those, just like we built the flyer earlier. But let me show you this program. It's really, really neat. We call it Manage Neighbor Connect. And what it's going to do for you, it's actually going to follow your feed from the MLS. And then what it'll let you do is select a design, family of designs. And we have quite a few of different designs in here that you can choose from. They will automatically ignore the colors that they are, because they're going to take on your company's colors and fonts. You can't do that. Once you select a design, you can go ahead and select how many addresses you'd like. So you have that ability. And you can put in your credit card and select what type of postage you want, either marketing or first class. What's going to happen for you is that when you add a listing to the MLS, our system will automatically detect that new listing, and it's going to automatically build a just listed card for you. It's also going to use our radius search and grab the 50 closest residential homes to that listing and package it all up into an email. When you get that email, it's going to say, congratulations on your listings. Here's the just listed card we like to send out to all the neighbors. You click on it. It's going to let you preview it. It's going to even let you view the list. And then you just hit confirm, and then you're done. So from your email, you clicked once, opened it up, you reviewed it, click confirm. 2 clicks of the mouse, you just sent the just listed. Now, on top of that, when you mark it pending, whether that be in 7 days and 10 days and 30 days, it's going to then repeat and send the exact same card out to the exact same, or the pending card to the exact same people. So it's going to send a pending version to them right away with the exact same process. And then when you mark it sold, it's going to be sold. So you've reached out to all those neighbors 3 times, keeping them updated on the progress of your listing. Now, I know a lot of people are accustomed to the just listed and the sold. Those are pretty common. But I will tell you that pending is actually more important because you mark just listed and you have and let's say you get an offer within a couple weeks. Well, once you have that offer, it still can be 45 days, as I said before, it actually goes forward. But if you send that pending card, it can come, just a week later. Oh my gosh, I just got this listed and it's already pending. Because keep in mind, why does someone hire a realtor? Mainly two reasons. One, they want their house properly marketed, and two, they want an acceptable offer. Pending means that both of those happen. So I'd say the pending card is even more crucial than the sold card. However, I think keeping them updated on the full progress, showing that you followed up on it, is really important as well. But it's a great way, just with a couple clicks of the mouse, to keep that updated, all of them updated on that. And those go out as I said, it's the first class mailing, and you can pick your finish, or you can do marketing mail. Now, what you'll notice is that things are repeated in here. So we have marketing mail and marketing mail with a Home Value Connect. Home Value Connect is an additional feature you can add to any postcard that you send out of our system. What happens is, and let me go back here real quick. I don't have the link to. What happens is that when you send out the card, they'll get a byline on the back of it that will give them the ability either to scan a QR code or put a code in on a website. When they put that code in the website, let's see here, what we got. It will give them a home evaluation of their own home. Now, notice I did not say a CMA or anything else, because what it actually is a price range for the homes in their neighborhood that are similar to theirs. What homes in their neighborhood similar to theirs have sold for recently. So homes similar to theirs, meaning same number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and roughly the same square footage in the same area, sold between 616 and 706 in this case.
Where does it pull that data, Kerry?
We use a company, and it's right down here, called Atom Data. And they just pull a full pool of MLS data and sale data, and then provide that in this little report.
Okay.
Now, not to say that this is the most accurate CMA in the world, and it's not designed to be. What this is designed to do is try to engage conversation, or open a door for you to engage conversation with the agent. Now, of course, it provides all your contact information, asks them they can request you to contact them. But we're hoping that they somehow reach out to you for whatever reason about this report, so you can start up the conversation. The other thing that happens with this, when you add this feature, you get notified whenever anyone scans it. So if you send it out to all the neighbors and you want to go back and make repeat contacts to all the neighbors, you can go through and find out who exactly scanned the card to look at the report. Because if they took the time to do that, it means that they actually read through your marketing piece, and they actually, are somewhat interested. So it kind of warms up that lead for you. Now, there's many reasons why they may reach out to you. One reason, of course, is that they were already interested in selling, and it just said, oh, okay, well, you seem like you're providing great information here. Let me contact you. That'd be great. But you'll also get the people who will look at this report and go, well, that's not accurate at all, and want to call and tell you about that. Well, that's great also, because guess what? If someone sits around and wants to complain about an unsolicited report that they got in the mail, how often do you think they sit around thinking about the value of their home? And why would somebody do that? Probably because they've been thinking about selling it for a while. So a great way to try to engage the people you're sending out postcards to into finding out more information, not only about you, but also to find out more about their listing, and an added bonus feature to send to them. So that's a great program. Any questions on Neighbor Connect? You guys will probably have lots of questions for me some other time down the road as you use it. So that's another great way, and a really important part of leveraging your current listing. So you got the sign post up with a great sign on it, and now you send all the neighbors, all that are going to drive by your sign every day, a postcard keeping them updated on the progress of the listing. Maybe you provided the report with the Home Value Connect to it. So the next real step to leveraging your current or even past listings is, how are you staying in touch with your past clientele? You sold their house 3 years ago. How are you still staying in touch with them? It's really important because your past clients turn into your best referrals. So we have another feature that's built in that will really help you do that. When you're working with your in the template library, if you go to large or small postcard, you're going to find a field here called topical. In here is a long list of different folders in postcards that you can send out to your client base to keep in touch with them. One of my favorite is the market action. So I have Oregon, I have Central Oregon, and so I can actually send them out a Central Oregon market action report. So let's see here. This is the most recent one. So this is the average sale price. You know, a great little report, something to send out to keep him engaged. And there's all kinds of different templates in here, from food and wine pairing to breweries to all sorts of things that you can do in beer styles. Let's see, Oregon breweries, Central Oregon, go to Central Oregon specifically, Central Oregon breweries. So all kinds of different things you can do in there. One that we really like for you guys that we are really proud of, but you know, didn't happen this last year. Hopefully we'll get back to it this summer was, let me see if I can find it in here. Can't remember if it was under festivals or music. Music festivals. Well, it's under both. Oregon, Central Oregon. We used to always produce a card for the schedule for the amphitheater. Now, of course, this last year it didn't happen, so we'll see what happens this year. And as they keep that updated, once they get that finalized, we'll make that card available to you and announce it to you. Now, that's a long list to try to go through, to tell you the truth, to try to dig through and find things. So we make it a lot simpler. What we do is we have up here a button called Client Connect. Now, because in your profile, if you stated that you're in Central Oregon, we already know what month it is. Here's 9 cards it recommends to send out for February. So you can just choose from these.
Kerry, again, where do they get the data from the Central Oregon market? Is that, again, from that same company that you subscribe to?
In some cases it is. In this case, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember on this one in particular. If I could make it bigger, it might say across the bottom right here. I know we always show our source for it. But I might also be infographics that we get. A lot of areas we get infographics. Some we get it directly from the MLS. So I know like our MLS, we get it directly from the MLS. They produce a monthly market action report that we use that information for. I can't remember on Central Oregon whether we're using a report from the MLS directly or if we're using infographics or the Adams data, but it's kind of a combination of all three depending on the area you're in.
Okay, great, thank you.
So, and that's a great way, but we wouldn't be bear printing if we didn't make that easier also. So we have a program here called Manage, Set, and Forget. It is a 12-month drip campaign for these style of postcards. So what you can do is come in here and get set up, and you can select a track of different cards you want to send out. Now we have some all regions. So I mean, it doesn't matter what region you're in, you can select it, and they're just like gardening, home life tips. It says homework, but those are home improvement tips. You have your general holidays, life hacks, fun facts, recipes, or you can come down and find Central Oregon, and we have the market action, a monthly port, or a food and drink, which will do the breweries, wineries, food pairings, those sort of things, and produce a card. What happens is once you select your track, you can then put in you have your credit card on file, you put in the list of all your past clients, you type a default message. Now it's important that it's a default message. A message you don't mind. If this card goes out with this message, it's going to be just fine, no matter when it goes out. The last thing you want to do is set this up right now and says, hey, I hope you're enjoying the new year. Or I hope your winter's going well, and then still having this go out in August, saying that. So something more generic, and more importantly, with any postcard you send out, one thing that we see, and we see a lot of different postcards, that we see that realtors make a big mistake is the message on the back doesn't have a true call to action. So they'll say, you'll put in there saying, they'll just say happy holidays or something like that. But they'll forget, why are you sending this card out? You want referrals. So don't be afraid to put in a message in there that actually asks for what you want. If it's farming, have you thought about listing or selling, or know anyone who's interested in listing or selling their house? We'd love to hear from you. Or request for referrals. So a lot of times people miss on the message putting in a true call to action, which is important, I think. And of course, you can select your postage, which is marketing or first class. Again, with or without that home value connect, so you can still provide that, even though it's not a listing card. You can still provide that to all the recipients of what the value of their home is as they get that card. And then you can activate. What happens is in the third week of the month, when we update these cards, you get an email saying this is the card we're going to send out for you. Now, once you get that email, I have to remind you, this is truly a set and forget program. So if you do, the first option is to do nothing. And if you do nothing, after 3 days, that becomes a project and will be sent out for you to your client list. So you don't have to do anything to send to your clients these postcards to stay in touch. Option 2 in that email is you'll have an edit button. The edit button will log you into the project and allow you to make changes. You can even select a totally different template altogether. Change the message on the back to be specific to that month. Whatever you want. And then save it, and then after those 3 days are up, it will go out for you. Option 3, skip this month. Don't send a card this month. So that's kind of a, if you just don't feel like it's necessary for this month, you can go ahead and skip that month without deactivating the entire program. So that's another great way. So we've kind of highlighted 3 different ways to stay in touch with your clients. 1, making sure your signage is top notch on your listing. 2, making sure that you're sending out postcards to all the neighbors to stay in touch with them, the postcards. And 3, following up with all your past clients to make sure you're touch on that as well. Now,
Kerry, question here on this. Say people did set up for this set and forget thing, and they put in their credit card information. Are they billed each month, or are they billed one time? So if they if they say skip that month, I'm assuming they're not billed.
Correct. They're billed after that 3 days are up, and it actually becomes a project and it sends it over to us.
Okay, so
they're billed for whatever the number of addresses that are in their address list.
Okay.
So if their address list is only 10, we're only billing them for 10 postcards. And if the address list is, however long the address list is. And so, of course, all the prices are exactly the same because we charge per piece for those. And you can see the prices right here.
Great, thank you.
Now, in closing, there's a couple of new products that we have started doing that are a little bit that maybe untraditional. One is signage. We now do a whole set of signage. We have directionals. We have these are by appointment only signs. Open for viewing by appointment only, which seems to be a really, really important sign these days. We have directional signs, which is just the open house this way. But of course, these words can say whatever you want. You can change the wording on this to say whatever you want. You can change out the colors and fonts. We got 3 different styles of those, with or without a photo on one of them. Let's see what the flyer box. Of course, we do sell the standard flyer box. We need one of those. And we do have the step-in sign frames that we also sell now too. So if you need to buy a step-in frame, I know in your area there's a lot more of these are used than the traditional post. We sell those as well, the 30 by 18, the 24 by 18, or just the H-stake if you're looking to do a permaflyer writer and coroplast. It has the channels, so you can put an H-stake right up into it and post it too. So you have lots of different options of different things that we produce. If I go back to templates again, another big thing that we've gotten into is, of course, doing sign writers. So if you need sign writers for open houses, you can design those in here and order those for open houses, or add your name or what have you. and also closing props, the closing keys. So if you ever want to have your clients pose with a key with your marketing on it, and have them share that on their Facebook, which is like referring you to everyone on their Facebook page, you can create a key and have all that information out there. That's been a latest trend that I know the title companies have jumped all over at closing, but sometimes it's you know, the realtors get overlooked in that process to make sure that your marketing is going out to all the clients' neighbor or clients' friends on social media as well. They hold that and post pictures once they get their keys. So a lot of great different avenues. Of course, we do your full signage as well. So if you guys need signs produced, we have a full ability to do signs, 18 by 24. You can see we do for 25 a piece or 32.50 for the coroplast. So we can produce those as well. We don't have templates because, of course, everyone's individual on building those. Although if we ever wanted to add a template for your company, we could always add that to your platform for you if you're interested. With that, I'll kind of ask what questions we might have. Do you think there's any out there? If you want to ask by chat, you can feel free to do it that way, or you want to unmute and ask any questions?
Yeah, anyone have questions of Kerry? Like I said, Brittany and Emily can definitely help. And this is how we produce our flyers for the office. So anyone who needs an office flyer done, this is how we do them. But all these other tools are really awesome. One of the things, Kerry, we've started this year is something we call a client retention program.
Okay.
We're doing that by email, but the postcards are also another effective way that can be done or to connect with past clients. And that's one of our biggest things, because we keep on talking about that statistic that 85–90% of home buyers are happy with their client at the end of their transaction, but only 20% actually use them for subsequent deals. And that's because they forget who they are. And,
Right.
you know, connecting regularly with your clients, and we talk about doing it a minimum of two times a month. You know, we produce newsletters in our office. We do the client retention program, which is a series of emails. But I think postcards and follow-up connections like this set and forget thing that also, you know, things that are branded to Central Oregon, I think is awesome. Do you check up regularly to make sure that those breweries and things like that you might be talking about are still in business?
We do. We do it annually.
Okay.
Of course, with our if you do see something that's wrong on there, please let us know, because obviously you guys are better experts for your area than we are.
Right.
One thing I was going to show you, I'm going to go to the newest to look for my newest project. I don't want that one. Hold on, I want this one. I'm going to open it up. You mentioned how you like to keep in touch with clients in many different fashions. One thing that's really, really neat about our system is I'm going to go ahead and change this to a postcard, one of those topical postcards real quick. So I'm going to go to thing. I'm going to go to a large postcard, topical. I'll just select the first one that comes up to grilling tips. Okay. Okay, so you selected a card and you built that. Well, one really neat thing about anything you produce on here, you can also use as a web flyer. So what a web flyer allows you to do is, one, you can embed it into an email. So you can email this to yourself and then forward it to your, add whatever message you want and forward it to your email sphere list. So that you can actually use our content to still stay in touch, even though you're not actually producing any items.
Right.
So that's kind of nice.
Oh, that's great. That's a good tip there. Thank you. And again, one thing that's nice to know, people, is that Emily and Brittany can assume your identity. That's one of the things. We can assume the identity of anybody within the brokerage. And so when they produce flyers and things for you, they do that by assuming your identity. And here, everything that's branded to you. That way it works really, really, really well.
I'm getting questions on how to get initially started and what website to go to and where to go. So yes. Basically, you're going to go to Bend, Premier. Let me find it in here. Premier. I think it's real. I think it's real estate.
Real estate. Uh-huh.
Bearprinting.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that will. Oh, I must have mistyped something. Ben Pre.
That's spelled correctly.
Okay, it might be just Ben Premier, not with real estate.
Okay.
Let's try that.
You misspelled Premier.
Okay.
P-R-E-M-I-E-R.
Yeah, that's what I have. This reversed on that. There it goes.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm going to log out. So when you go to that Ben Premier, and I know it reformats to this, to partner, don't worry about that. But when you go to benpremier.bearprinting.com, this is the page that comes up. If you don't have an account yet, you'll click on sign up, and it will have you fill out the registration form. That will become your profile. So you'll go ahead and fill this out and have it in there. So that's how you get initially started. And then once you're ready, you can log in to your account and have access to it.
When they do that, Kerry, does that mean because I know we can assume their identity, does that then default so that all their projects that they're doing on their own, we can help them with by assuming their identity in the back?
Absolutely. We set up all your staff that has that access point. They have access to every account built on this platform. So every account that is that signs up on this platform, they have access to. So when they come here and create their account, you'll have access to it and be able to do that.
Perfect. So again, we can go in there and help. And then we know a number of brokers who do this regularly with Brittany and Emily, and they're using this for postcards, permaflyers, a lot of different things. So it's just a great thing, but it's something that you guys can do on your own too. If you want to see the kind of things that are available in here, I would recommend go in here and check things out and try to see, you know, if there's postcards or tools that you think would be helpful for you in your marketing. One other question I had, Kerry, I was a little confused on the just listed, just sold. I know there's a link from MLS to it. Do you get automatically linked and notified when things go pending, or is that something the broker would have to log in themselves?
No, it automatically does that. So it actually follows that MLS number, and when that status of that MLS number changes to pending, it will trigger the building of the project, the running of the radius search for it, and then it will trigger an email to the realtor saying it's ready to go.
So all they have to do is set this up initially and say, okay, follow this listing, and then automatically they will get notified in their email. Do you want to send out this just listed postcard, this pending, this sold, and they can say yes or no.
Yep, even easier than that. They don't even have to do it for each listing. They do it once for their account. So they select their account and then select the design they like, the number they want it to go out with, and then activate it. And then when they add a listing to the MLS, it'll trigger the just listed. When they mark it pending, it'll trigger the pending. And when they close it sold, it'll trigger the sold for them. And they'll get those as an email. And if they don't want to send it, they can just delete the email.
They delete the email, or do they need to notify you and say don't send or anything?
No, because with that one, they actually have to click on the email to log into the account and hit confirm to send. The one that is automatically sent for them is a different program. That is the set and forget. This one, they actually have to manually go in and confirm that they want to send it. So it does take clicks.
So if any of our brokers want to set something like this up, our admin staff can help them put it together. And then, like you say, monitor my listings, you know, just by putting in my my MLS number. And then they would automatically get notified about this. And then they could say, just click and say, send this one, send not. When they see it, they'll get, if they click on it, they'll see what they're sending out, correct?
Correct. They'll show them a sample of the postcard that's going to be sent out. And then they, at that point, they have the ability to either edit it or hit confirm and send it.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
I've been dominating.
Great way to reach out, and really saves on the time that agents are spent trying to build these products. So that's the
Right.
whole point of a program like this, is to really save that amount of time.
Yeah, I'm dominating the questions. Does anybody else have questions here? I want to make sure anyone who has questions has that opportunity. If you do, just go ahead and unmute your mic and ask Kerry questions.
So if you notice that, so in here I have, I was just going to show this to those people that didn't know. Those people that have been designated will have this admin home button. When they click on that, what that allows them to do is allows them to emulate any of these people that are creating an account in here.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
And if
That's how we do it.
if they ever need to manage someone, they can go to management tools and they can say manage user, and they can select a user and hit go, and they can even deactivate them so they're inactive if they've left the organization or what have you, so they can kind of go in and clean up their own list a little bit. They can even turn on other people. An admin can turn on other people to be other admins, so they can do that as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hey, Kerry,
Yep.
this is Tina Roberts. I have a question for you. I do a
Sure.
lot of the permaflyers. When the price changes on the permaflyer, does it automatic when somebody scans the scan, will it give them the current price?
So it all depends on where you do with that. If you leave it as is, it's going to always show them whatever the permaflyer looks like. It's just going to give a digital version. If you're linking it to your website, where there's more information about the listing, and that price is automatically updated by the MLS, then it'll always be showing the correct price, which is what we recommend. So
That's
Okay, and then,
Go
one more
ahead.
question. On the permaflyer, I have had the scan on there, and there's been times that a buyer may have scanned it, but I'm not capturing the lead. It was just giving me I don't know.
So what our lead capture does, it's what we call a soft lead capture, because when they scan it, they do get a splash screen that says, "Oh, thanks for your interest in this. Would you like us to contact you with more information about this listing?" And it gives them an ability to put it in their email address. But directly underneath that it says, or if not, that's okay too. Click on the arrow below and it takes you to the link they want. So they can bypass it without giving contact information. But it requests it, but then lets them bypass it also. We call it kind of a soft lead generation on that when they scan the QR code. But
Okay.
that was the easiest way that we could figure out to do it, to make sure that people are getting to the place they want to end up, but yet offering the ability for them to find out more.
Kerry,
Okay.
you just said something there that made me think. You said something, if it goes to the website, does that mean the company website? I mean, a lot of our brokers have what's called a subdomain website. And I'm always encouraging them when they're sharing information about their listings to direct them back to that listing on their website.
Sure, that's fine. Wherever they have more information about that listing, if they're building a unique domain for each property,
Right.
and yeah, direct them there. Absolutely.
So our admin, if they're helping the brokers put together these permaflyers, they should be putting in the information from our company website on, not our company website, from the subdomain of that broker. So for instance, Tina, who just asked you a question, she has a subdomain website. She's putting a permaflyer together. You say, click on more information. It should be directed to her website where that listing is showing up. Is that what we're talking about here?
Correct. So like, for instance, here's the permaflyer and here's the QR code. When they scan that, it's all about where do they want to end up when they scan it. Now you have full control over that. If you go to number 3 here, you have control of where that goes. So down here at the bottom, when I get to web flyer, right now it's set a web flyer and it has a domain, it has a web address put in here that we host. And all that is by default is a digital copy of whatever the permaflyer looks like right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So, yeah, so what we should be doing when we're helping our brokers put this together is we should be going here and saying, okay, the QR code destination, we should be directing them right to the agent's website.
Correct. So you can go to custom and then you could go to any page you want. So for instance, I can say that I want this, let's say this is the real estate page that you want to be on, and you can copy that URL and then come in here and just paste it in. And now when they scan it, it's going to take them to that URL.
Okay. Okay,
wherever
so
it's on the internet.
they can go to anywhere if they just wanted to get their home page. You can do it that way too. Okay, perfect.
So
Okay,
a lot of people do that. So what they'll do is because some people will set these up before they're actually live in the MLS, where they don't have that page created yet. So they'll put in something more generic about the property or to their front page. Then when the listing's active, they'll mark it to that properties page, and then after it's pending and it looks like it's getting sold, maybe they'll go back into the project and redirect it at that point to other, a property search in the area or something else that they have on their website. So you can go and change this at any point in time and not never need to touch the actual printed item and redirect where that QR code goes.
This is really helpful. So we could change the destination throughout the course of that listing.
Just by logging into the listing and changing this URL and saving it.
And okay, perfect. So that happens, so we can change it through. That's good, really great information. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That means that you can redirect it. I mean, I don't know if you have a other featured listings page or something. Once it's pending and it looks like you're not accepting other offers on it, you can redirect it to other featured properties or something like that instead.
You could be going to that agent's contact me for more information page.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, excellent.
Contact me to find out about other properties similar to this one in the neighborhood or whatever. Whatever page you have on the internet, you can direct it to.
Yeah, perfect.
At any point in time.
Okay, any other questions for anybody, guys? That was really helpful, Tina. Thank you for that. And again, I do want to reiterate that Emily and Brittany are experts at this. They probably already knew all that stuff about the QR code. It was news to me though, so.
Well, sometimes sharing that information will help out a lot. So, well, I do appreciate you guys letting me spend time with you today, and hopefully maybe later this summer I'll get back over there and see you guys face to face again.
That'd be nice. I'm hoping. Get your shot as soon as you can. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. Let us know if you have any questions. We do have 3 full-time employees that do nothing but answer the phones and help people through projects as well. But it sounds like you have your own help crew there also. So that's great.
Well, if we have questions, we have to go to you guys too.
Yep. Perfect. Give us a call.
Thanks, Kerry. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.